Bore da, prynhawn da, neu noswaith da. How far would you walk to listen to your favourite singer, your favourite performer, your favourite group? Would you walk a mile, 2 miles, maybe even 5 miles? I'm going to tell you about a composer called Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. And he walked 200 miles and more, 200 miles. Yes, 200 miles. So I'm guessing he had to walk another 200 miles to get back. His name was Johann Sebastian Bach. He wasn't Welsh and he wasn't small, but although I do have a little picture of him here, look, a little bust of him. There he is, look, Johann Sebastian Bach. And he sits by my piano and inspires me to greater things. So I'm going to play a piece to one of his pieces that he wrote. It's from a thing called a Brandenburg Concerto. Big word, Brandenburg Concerto. We've done concertos before, but this is quite a long time ago, this concerto. It's not the normal sort of concerto that I've been talking about. But anyway, he wrote it a long time ago to try to impress the Duke of Brandenburg. I think he wanted a job, and he thought if he wrote these really great pieces that the Duke would give him a job. It didn't work, apparently. The Duke just put them in his library and promptly forgot all about them. But anyway, have a little listen to it. See what you think. It's quite a sort of jolly thing. And again, it's a dancey sort of a piece. Have a little listen. There, did we like that? What sort of occasion do you think you could have that at? Could you think of some occasion when you might have that? Could we have that at a wedding? Last week we had some Handel, didn't we? And a nice piece for a wedding. Perhaps we could have this at a wedding, do you think? Do you think it's quite a happy piece? It doesn't sound very sad, does it? It's got plenty of go about it. Do you think it could be describing something? What could it be describing? Something fairly busy, perhaps? And how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel happy, or does it make you feel like wanting to get up and dance? That would be good. Feel free. You don't have to just sit there. You can get up and have a good jig. I'm sure there's nobody watching. Should we have another listen to it and have another think about where it might be played? There. Bach was born a long time ago. Do you know something very, very strange? He was born exactly the same year as Handel. Dear old George Frederick Handel. Do you remember him from last week? Well, he was born in 1685. And Bach was born in 1685 as well. And there was another composer called Scarlatti. Not so many people have heard of Scarlatti, but people who play the piano have probably played a few of his pieces. He was also born in 1685. It was a good year for composers in 1685. So he was born in 1685, and his music also dances. It's got that sort of... in those days, when people wrote music, it tended to dance quite a lot. Even when it was slow, it still had that nice sort of dance feeling to it. But the strange thing about music in those days was that nobody expected their music to last. When Bach was writing, he was making up music for his today, and he didn't expect people in years and years and years' time to listen to his music at all. It was just for that time. One of the jobs he had was as an organist, and you may have heard this piece before. I'm going to play you an organ piece. Just have a little listen to this a moment. Some of that sounds quite scary, do you think? It sounded quite exciting and scary, I thought. And it was a piece just for the organ. Lots of people play it on the piano and other things, and there used to be a pop group that played it as well, and brass bands play it, some of them very well. And it's called Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Strange names they give these pieces. Bach's first job was playing the organ. He became very good at playing the organ, and then later on he got a job as being in charge of an orchestra. And that was a completely different job, and so he didn't really write any organ music then. And then one day, his final job, he found himself doing both. He was in a church, and he was also making up music for orchestra as well. So he put them all together and made up this wonderful music. And he wrote for pretty much all sorts of things. The only thing he didn't write were operas. He didn't write any operas. That's strange. But I suppose he didn't have an opera group to write for, so he wouldn't. And he was also a very religious man, and I suppose that made sense then, that he spent so much time in churches in his first and last jobs. Shall we have one more listen now to the Brandenburg Concerto piece and see if we enjoy the nice dance rhythms and happy feeling that the whole piece gives? I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week.